Hey friends, so before we jump in this video, I do want to mention that today's content is sponsored by Seesii. They sent us this little mini battery powered chainsaw and we are really enjoying it. Me, myself, and Nolan as well. I have been looking at one of these actually anyways, and I thought this would be perfect for me. Something that I am not scared to use like the big chainsaws like John has. This is just a little small handheld battery powered one. Works perfect for doing things like campfire and just little trims here and there. So we're super excited about it. It will be linked down below as well as a 10% discount code. So if you are interested in that, it will be linked down below. Thank you guys for watching our sponsored content, and thank you Seesii for sponsoring this video. Now let's jump right in here and get started with the day. Friends, so we're gonna walk up here and do a little garden update because I've not done that with you all. I did share the short that I made. Is that what they're called on YouTube? The shorts that I made. I think that's what they're called here. But we're gonna walk up here and share the garden and, well, the vision for the garden, I guess. It's current vision, because we're not 100% sure just yet. We'll explain why when we get up here, but just kind of give a little garden update really quickly. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna grill for dinner if me and Nolan can get the grill going. So hopefully we can do that between the two of us. We use our little mini chainsaw to cut some wood because we're gonna have that. And that was one of the things that I was the most excited about getting the little chainsaw for, was when I wanted to grill. If we didn't have wood cut, we could just cut it up. So nonetheless, all right, so this is our blueberries. I wanted to move these two that's back here, but like I mentioned, I think in one of the videos, it already had new growth. Not these, I wasn't moving these, but them back there already had new growth, and I didn't want to mess with them, so we left them. Probably move them next year. Probably actually need to, but they're getting ready to bloom. I don't know if you can see that or not. They're ready to start blooming, and then that one, the one in the cage over there, is already getting flowers. It's getting ready to start blooming on it. But grass is growing good around it where I put the hay. And then this is our little bed with some wildflowers. And I done this one day last week, and it's already doing really good. So hopefully this does good. And I'll probably just leave that alone because I don't know the difference in, like, weeds and grass and wildflowers. So I'll probably just let it do whatever it wants to do, and hoping that I have a bunch of flowers come up in that. Here's our big one that did really good last year. It was starting to bloom already. You can see it right there. Well, I clicked it and it messed up, but it was starting to bloom. And then we got snow a couple days ago. We got almost, I think it's like over an inch of snow. So hoping that didn't mess anything up. I need to move these, I think. Let me get down here to the other end. This has to be moved. And then this is the two new beds that John made. I stood out here. I was like emotional support, but I didn't do nothing really because he don't usually want help on stuff. I helped a little bit whenever he wanted or needed me to anyways. But we got two more beds. They're going to be put somewhere. Not exactly sure. But these little ones, I think I'm going to run up here a long ways. You can't really come out too far, like where this mud is, because John needs to be able to get in and out of the building in case he needs that metal for a job. So we're not exactly sure. The plan was to cut down this mulberry tree just because it's just, we don't get nothing out of it. I do love it, but we never get to eat any of the fruit. Got the two beds made, so I was gonna just do what I had to do anyways. Last year I kind of threw the little hissy fit, we talked about it, of like, I didn't throw a hissy fit, it's just an inner thing of like, he wasn't gonna get me no more beds, I wasn't gonna grow a garden, and then I regretted it. And we did end up putting some stuff in the ground, but I would have rather had more. So I knew that if I didn't get more beds, I was going to throw stuff in the ground. And I probably still will throw stuff in the ground. I'm thinking about just doing like a little ground. We will put pumpkins and corn and straight into the ground anyways. And then I really want to get a little space for Violet just so that she can go, you know, go crazy in it whenever. I'll probably do that, but I'm not exactly sure where all my stuff is going to go. If we get this tree cut down and we get this pile cleaned up, that would probably be a really good spot, but not 100% sure. We got to figure it out.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I'll quit watching you now. First one, ain't it?
What?
I was recording you, started picking your nose. So. Alright, so Nolan got the fire going. I figured he would be better at it than me because I'm only hit or miss. I want to do the fire, and sure enough, he got it going, no problem. So I'm going to get the meat ready. I told him not to let it go out on us. I didn't have the meat ready yet because I didn't know if we were going to be able to get it started. I should have knew that he could get it started. I'm just hit or miss with it, and so I didn't want to, you know, get the meat out and get it prepped and not be able to do it. And I'm not sure what time John will be home. He could be home at any minute, but they was doing concrete today, and you just never know with concrete. And so I wanted to, you know, I don't want him to go to work and then have to come home and do more work. Our hamburgers laying out here. I only got 5. I think we're going to do 5 because we're doing hamburger, tenderloin, and what is the other thing? Hot dogs and a couple of pieces of chicken because Lily won't touch none of this. She might eat the tenderloin, but to make sure I don't use that red towel, I'm using wipe my hand on. I put a little bit of W sauce on the burgers and the pork chop, and then some badilla. And then that's all the seasoning we're gonna do. And then the burgers, I'm just gonna take them and lay them on top of each other here, so that the seasoned side goes against the non-seasoned side. So it kind of seasons both sides that way. Rotated and re-seasoned. I could have threw this on the chicken too. Everything gonna taste the same, but that's okay. We're in a hurry. Actually gonna do green goddess on the chicken. I know the other one's open, but we'll just open this one too. And I already washed my hands again. I just pulled a little bit we had left in a bag out. Thawed it out earlier. Get it seasoned up here with the green goddess. This is my favorite seasoning. And we're gonna throw some hot dogs on here and then get it out there to the grill. Doing. I just come and check on you, make sure you're okay. I hadn't seen her since looking out, and I was like, I've seen Reba every time, but I've not seen Dolly. But the kids had said that they've seen her. She must have just been hiding on me. Where she's black, if she's like even in the house, you can't see her. But I'm gonna go out down here and check on her. Nolan kept the grill going for me. It's going. I got the burgers and the tenderloin on it. Wait until they shrink up a little bit and take up a little bit less space, and then we'll get them moved around and get the chicken and hot dogs on here. It smells good though. A little much on that one. John likes this like brown, but I don't want mine charred or anything. Kids are up there. working on the pond using Violet's Paw Patrol shovel, rake. So, not a shovel. We didn't buy the big shovel because she'd never be able to use that, but if they break that, somebody's gonna be in trouble, and not by Mimi. I thought Nolan was up there too. He might be up there. I know he's up there at his shed working on some stuff. But when we went up and bought her that stuff, we drove all the way up north a little bit, like a 45-minute trip. We drove up there just to get that Paw Patrol stuff, and we bought one of everything minus the big shovel, just because I knew she couldn't use no big shovel. I wasn't gonna get the big rake, but I figured she could probably use the big rake. And when she seen it, she kept calling it a sweep sweep. She thought it was a broom. And so we bought the sweep sweep. And she uses it like to scrape leaves. But I thought that she would, if it lasts that long, she would enjoy using it to help rake leaves or whatever this fall. So, but we're gonna redo the pond. No one got in there. I guess it was last year. And it happens, but because the liner was kind of old anyways, but Nolan got in there working on it last year, and he ripped the liner, so it all leaked out. And I like having that pond up there. John and Jonathan built that years ago, kind of together. Like John just done a little bit of it, and Jonathan done most of it. And so I want to keep that, just because I'm sentimental about things like that. And I like having the water feature there, and it's where it's so close to the garden. Once the garden is set up the way I want it to be set up, I would like to, be able to sit up there and just enjoy the garden and enjoy the little pond. So we're gonna add a little fountain to it, probably just like a little frog thing. We had a frog fountain. It just, squirts out of its mouth. We had one of those up there, but it messed up. So anyways, I think our food is done. We're gonna go in the house and get these kids fed. John's still not home yet. So it could be any time, or like I said, when he's doing concrete, it could be after dark when he gets home. Sometimes when they're doing concrete, he don't get home until, it's rare, but there is occasions when he don't get home till like 1 a.m. One day he got home at like 4, I think. So we're hoping it's not the case, because when it's like that, it's typically because things haven't gone well. But he's already been gone, I don't know what time it is, at least 10 hours. So I wanted to have dinner done and ready whenever he was ready to eat. So we got Nolan to help us. All right, friends, and that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you haven't, we would love for you to join our family. So subscribe down below. And thank you again, Seesii, for sponsoring this video. If you're interested in the mini chainsaw, it will be linked down below. Bye, friends. As always, remember to show grace, be content, and live blessed.